What exactly are the differences between diligent, assiduous and sedulous? From Awald. Sedulous, formal, showing great care and effort in your work. Synonym, diligent. Assiduous, formal, working very hard and taking great care that everything is done as well as it can be. Synonym, diligent, formal, showing care and effort in your work or duties. These definitions look alike. What they have in common is that these words mean to take care and to put effort into your work. All words are formal. None of these seems to be a proper term in a specific field, for example medical, law. I also looked at Merriam-Webster to get more details. This adds the connotation of steady and earnest to diligent and unremitting attention and persistent application to assiduous. But in the end, these additional information are again describing an equal thing, i.e., continuously doing your work. The entry on sedulous doesn't add any more content, it refers to diligent and again describes the word with perseverance. From this point, checking dictionaries only, I don't see any difference at all. I continued with a corpora search. From Coca. Diligent is most used in combination with work, effort, research, study but also student, people. She's a diligent student. His diligent research identified the value of. Assiduous is also most used with work, effort, research but not with student, people. Merriam-Webster's Learner's Dictionary entry on assiduous lists student as example though. He's assiduous in his work. With assiduous attention to detail. Sedulous is most used, to little results. B and C has even less content. Merriam-Webster's example is, once again, a student. So, diligent is used most often, followed by assiduous, and sedulous is quite rare. All words are formal. All words seem to be usable as an attribute to a person, for example, student, but also specifying the intense care and effort on work, for example, a research. I don't see any significant difference in these words, besides frequency. When is a student diligent, assiduous or sedulous? And when is a research diligent, assiduous or sedulous? Or simply, what are the subtle distinctions which aren't represented by dictionaries?
There is no difference in core meaning, and even the connotational penumbrae overlap a lot. It's mostly about the attitude you're trying to convey, and this is going to depend more on each reader's actual experience with the words than with any broad consensus. Here's how I would use them. Diligent if I wanted to express respect and admiration for the worker's application to her project. Assiduous if I wanted to express respect for the worker's application and thoroughness, while leaving room to doubt the value of her work. Sedulous if I wanted to acknowledge the worker's application and thoroughness, while leaving room to wonder whether the work might not be better served by insight and imagination. But that's a very personal view, others may feel differently.
Of the three synonyms, diligent is by far the most commonly used, in my experience. And sedulous is the least common. You'll get a lot of strange looks if you use it. I use and hear diligent much more often than assiduous. Assiduous is more about attentiveness/attention/attendance, and diligence is more about effort. Assiduous. Diligent.
Assiduous allows for improvement to rules rather than the blind following that is diligence. It is more than diligence.
That's interesting. I think of diligent as more formulaic than assiduous. That is to say, a diligent person follows instructions to the letter, while an assiduous person puts great energy and effort into everything she does. I recently used assiduity over diligence in a letter of recommendation because I wanted to emphasize the student's earnest and unremitting application, as opposed to just an ability to sit there and finish his work. To me personally, assiduous is the word that leaves less room to doubt the value of the work, while diligent seems more mechanical. My mental analogy is as follows. Assiduous, practicing writing skills; diligent, reciting times tables.
Eleanor wanted very much to know, though she did not choose to ask, whether Edward was then in town, but nothing would have induced Fanny voluntarily to mention his name before her, till able to tell her that his marriage with Miss Morton was resolved on, or till her husband's expectations on Colonel Brandon were answered, because she believed them still so very much attached to each other, that they could not be too sedulously divided in word and deed on every occasion. Jane Austen, Sense and Sensibility. Here again, it's used as an adverb to describe a carefully and regularly repeated action. The word root comes from the Old French for zealous, which makes sense.
If you want to support the channel, please consider subscribing.